Hey y'all, I just wanted to get on here and talk about how God really blessed me during this storm that we had. Um I think Sunday was last Sunday that my power went out in my house. Um my power went out. I woke up and my first thought was, okay, well, let me get some charcoal for my grill and at least I'll be able to cook. I was just trying to find a way to make it better. I had candles. I had, some of the little things that I bought because my mom is always like, prepare for the worst. So I had some candles. Um, I think I had some waters and canned goods and stuff like that, but everything was out. My heat was out. My stove, my washer, dryer, everything was out. I had a grill, and I was mainly trying to find somewhere to go get charcoal. So after I got the charcoal, parked my car, then the trees start falling. The branches off the trees start falling. My neighbor came over and she said, you might want to move your car because it's right up under these branches. And I was sitting in the house and I just kept hearing that eerie sound of the trees just falling. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So I heard a real loud tree fall and it was right by my car. So I was like, okay, well, it didn't hit my car. So I was just trying to find a way to be comfortable in my discomfort of not knowing what was going on. So as the day went on, after early afternoon, it was super cold because at that time all the heat had escaped from my home. So I was sitting there and I heard my neighbor turn on his saw and he began to cut the branches on the tree to make it where he can move it because it was a really big tree branch. And out of nowhere, he just started banging on the door. And he said, if you have anybody that you can stay with, he said, I just talked to your neighbor because I'm in a duplex. He said, I just talked to your neighbor and your generator went out. He said, our electric is still on, but your electric probably won't be on today. So he and the way he knocked on the door, he was banging on the door, and at that point I said to myself, I'm just gonna lay here and try to stay as warm as possible. And I had my cat, and we was just sitting there, and I was just freezing. I had 2 blankets on me, and then Apostle Stacy called me, and she said, "Are you doing okay?" And I was like, "Well, I was thinking about getting a hotel." And she said, "You might want to do that." And when she called me, maybe 5 minutes after the man left, and I said, "Okay, Lord, I must be meant to get up and go ahead and get this room." So I got the hotel room. I didn't really have the money, so I was using my credit card, which I got a few credit cards. But I really didn't want to use my credit card because I was, getting them paid off and stuff. So I was like, well, I gotta do what I gotta do. So that was Sunday. Monday, the text Sunday night that said, you guys can use your PTO for Monday. And I said, well, I don't want to use my PTO. I just went to work. It was 5 of us at work. Everybody used their PTO. So Monday, I'm still in the hotel. Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm paying individually by the day. So it's $100 a day, $75, $85 a day. So Wednesday come, I say, you know what, I'm just going to pay for Thursday, Friday because, at this point, it don't seem like my electric will have to come back on. So I pay for Thursday, Friday. About Thursday, I go to my boss. I said, hey, maybe I could work out of the Atlanta office because, you know, I can't afford to be here right now. And she said, well, is your electric still off? I said, yeah, my electric's been off since Sunday. And she said, have you been in the hotel since the weekend? I said, yeah, I've been in the hotel. And And she texted me Monday and she said, you don't have to come to work. Don't come to work. And I said, I'd rather be at work than to be, you know, dealing with this. I might as well come to work. Do you know that Thursday, she said, what's your Venmo? I want to send you some money. I want to send you money for, you know, you paying for a hotel. And she sent me money. She sent me $500. The amount of money that I spent throughout the week. And I threw that right on my credit card to just, you know, pay it off. Now, Thursday, my lights were still out. I got a message that my lights was on. I went home. My lights wasn't on. So Friday came, I went to work. And I was still one. I'm like, well, I might as well pay for Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, because I had to check out Friday morning because I paid for Thursday, Friday morning. So I'm at work on Friday. And I get a notification. Someone else at work has sent me $200. And I'm going, I just spent $200 on this hotel room. So then as I'm on my way to the hotel for Thursday night, get my days all messed up, I get a notification that my electric is on. So I'm looking on my ring, my electric is on and everything. So I'm like, well, my electric is on. I already paid for this room. So I'm fighting with them. I paid like $184. So I'm kind of fighting with them to kind of get my money back because my electric is on. I no longer need the room Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So then when I go to work on Friday and I'm fighting with them to get the money, when I got that notification, it was for the same amount of money that I was fighting them for. And I knew in my heart, I'm like, I'm probably not going to get that money back from the hotel, but God has given me that money back through this person at my job. So this whole entire week that I spent, and I was stressing, I was worried, I was, you know, just kind of, you know, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Everything. I stayed in that whole hotel room from Sunday to Friday morning, and I got my money back. And Friday, I was really stressing about getting my money back for the weekend at $184 because I knew I had to go home, throw away all my food at the refrigerator because it's been thawed out and then refrigerated again and then thawed out. So I'm like, I can't eat that food. So I'm like, I gotta go home and throw away that food. When they put that $190 in my account, I was just like, God is so good. My electric been on since Friday afternoon. I've been able to put gas in my car. I've been able to put food in my house. I've been able to pay back off my credit card to where it was before. And I ain't missed a beat. Like, God really kept me this entire week. Nothing, no trees fell on my house. No trees fell on my car. My cat was safe. You know, like, God really protected me and really brought me through that whole storm. I didn't have anybody to call. Apostle Stacy just called me. I literally went to her church one time. Apostle Stacy just happened to randomly call me when I was really sitting there thinking, should I get a hotel room? She said, you might want to. I love that lady. She was like, you might want to get up and go. But God is so good. God is so good. Everything that I thought I lost, He gave it right back to me. So I just wanted to give some encouragement to you guys that I've been through the storm, I've been through the rain, but God has really had me. God's at my back. So just grateful to God, and I just want to share that testimony. He's given me so many testimonies since I've been here. I've been able to go to school. I've been able to get a scholarship. every time I turn around, my grandma just told me the other day, she said, you're just so blessed. I tell people all the time, you're so blessed. I said, Grandma, I don't know why God be blessed to me. I don't know why. I'm just truly grateful. And I will always share the goodness of God with whoever. But God just be blessing. He really do. And that's why I serve him. He's so good. If you don't know God and you don't have a relationship with God, I would encourage you, while it's still day and it's still time, to go ahead and just submit to the will of the Lord and just give it to God, because ain't nobody gonna have your back like God. I don't care. Family, friend, relationship, and nobody's gonna have your back and know what you need like God. All glory to God. Y'all have a happy Sunday.